Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone for participating into this public talk. I am very hopeful that everyone in attendance today is in the best of health. My name is Hanif Abdullah, and I will be the moderator for today's public talk entitled Building Supply Chain Resilience in the Uncertainty Era. For this event, we are very lucky and honored to have our guest speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Rati Dia Kusmastuti. A brief background of our guest speaker for today. Associate Professor Dr. Rati Dia Kusmastuti earned her PhD from School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, Nanyang Technological University, Singapore. She is a lecturer and researcher at Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Indonesia, and is currently the head of the Center for Education and Learning in Economic and Business, Universitas Indonesia. Associate Professor Doctor is also helming the Cluster for Resilience and Sustainability Studies, Universitas Indonesia. As mentioned earlier, the topic of our talk today is building supply chain resilience in the uncertainty era. It is imperative for businesses to be able to navigate the challenges and disruption brought about by uncertainties like pandemic or unstable market condition, etc. This enable businesses to withstand not only the commercial aftermath but also sustain the enterprise livelihood. Before we start, for this public talk, should you have any questions, you can ask away in the chat box and we will attend them during the Q&A session. Without further ado, please join me to welcome Associate Professor Doctor to take the floor and delve more on this topic.
Thank you, Mr. Hanif, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to this public lecture. So as Pak Hanif introduced earlier, my name is Rati Dia Kusmastuti. I'm from Department of Management, Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Indonesia. And in this event, I'm going to discuss about how to build supply chain resilience in the era of uncertainty. And this is a bit about myself as introduced by Pak Hanif. Hello, Pak Nuriza. So my research interests are in the area of supply chain management, sustainable supply chain management, and disaster management, also about sustainable development goals. So let me start. Waalaikumsalam, Ibu Yana. So let me discuss about the outline of this presentation. So I will start by discussing the supply chain disruption around the world, which some of them due to COVID-19 pandemic, and then discussing the causes and effects of those disruption. And then I will discuss about what is supply chain resilience and how companies can build a supply chain resilience. So this is an example of the supply chain disruptions around the world. In 2022, there were bottlenecks in the supply chain in Europe and the United States. And the supply chain bottlenecks stem from the interplay from several factors, which are the strong rebound in global demand for manufacturing goods was not matched by an equal increase in the supply chain of goods. Also, some sectors have been hit severe by supply shortages and gradually recovering after a sharp drop in the output in 2020. And then there were also disruption in the logistics industry, primarily because of the container vessel activity, port congestion, also strict lockdown measures in some key Asian countries that produce intermediate inputs. And this is another example. So there were lockdowns in the port of city in Shenzhen, China, which affected supply chains as many companies rely on the port as a major manufacturing, technology, and logistics hub. As a result, some manufacturers suspended their operations. And in Indonesia, in the year 2021, there was a disrupted of supply for soybean that affecting the production of tofu and tempeh in the country. And these two foods are considered as basic foods in Indonesia. So at that time, there was a food crisis. And also in 2022, there were also cooking crisis in the cooking oil because it is very difficult to find cooking oil both in the traditional and modern market. This example indicates how vulnerable the food supply chain is. So what is a supply chain? So a supply chain consists of all parties that directly or indirectly involved in fulfilling customer demand or request. So it includes suppliers, manufacturers or service providers, distributors, wholesalers, retailers, and customers. And within each organization, the supply chain includes all functions involved in receiving and fulfilling a customer request, such as new product development, marketing, operations, distribution, finance, and customer service. And all entities towards the suppliers are the upstream stages, while all entities toward the customers are called as the downstream stages. And inbound flows are flows entering the focal company, in this case is the manufacturing or service providers, and outbound flows are flows from the focal company to the customers. And there are three kinds of flows within the supply chain, namely the flow of goods and services, flows of information, and flows of money, which can be bi-directional. And this is an example of a supply chain. So in this figure, this is the supply chain of a laptop manufacturer. And we can see that the focal company, which is the laptop manufacturer, buys the components. In this case, is the keyboard from the first-tier supplier. And in turn, the supplier also buys their components from another supplier. So we have first-tier, second-tier, third-tier suppliers, and so on. And this focal company sells the finished products, which is the laptop, through the wholesalers and the retailers until it reaches the customer side. And what is supply chain disruption? Supply chain disruption is a breakdown of supply chain nodes between the production and consumption activities. And the disruptions can occur at any stage of the supply chain. It means it can happen at the supply stage, at manufacturer stage, or intermediary stage. And the supply chain disruption destroy the stability of the environment and escalate the dynamism of the firm's environment. And what are the causes and effects of the supply chain effects? So the disruption are caused by the supply chain disruption are caused by disruption in the supply. For instance, in agricultural supply chain, due to extreme weather, it affects the harvest yield. And also disruption can also happening in the production stage. It means, for example, due to a machine breakdown or facility lockdown that affected the production. And the disruption also can be happening in the distribution stage. For instance, like currently the Panama Canal dries up, causing queues of vessels that want to go through the canals, that affecting the distribution stage of the supply chain. And what are the effects? These disruptions are causing a price fluctuation of the products and the scarcity of the products in the market. For instance, just like the example given in the beginning, disruption in the supply chain of cooking oil in Indonesia has caused the scarcity of products in the market and significant price increase from about 11,000 per liter until it can be more than 30,000 rupiah per liter at that time. And also another example was the microchip shortage in the electronic and IT sector caused by a supply chain disruption during the pandemic. So how can we minimize the impact of supply chain disruption? So according to the literature, the impact of supply chain disruption can be minimized if the supply chain is resilient. Resilience defined as the ability to sustain and bounce back from crisis. A resilient supply chain has the capability to prepare, respond, and recover from disruptions. Resilience also enables a supply chain to persist, adapt, and transform in the face of change. So now we understand how important for the company to have a resilient supply chain. But what are the characteristics of a resilient supply chain? A resilient supply chain has the ability to resist or survive disruption, ability to avoid the shock altogether, ability to return to original form following the disruption, ability to adjust tactics and operations, or sometimes we call it as flexibility, and ability to speed or accelerate operation, and ability to scan the environment, or sometimes we call it that anticipating. So the ability to resist or survive disruptions, it means that it has the power or ability to survive stress and rise above disadvantages. And the ability to avoid the shock altogether, it means that it has all the potential disruptions are anticipated and the remedy action is taken before the disruption actually takes place. And then for the ability to return to original form, it means that it means that the supply chain is able to recover from disruptions by maintaining a continuity of operations at the desired level, or connectedness and control over structure and function. And then the ability to adjust tactics and operation, it means that the supply chain has the capacity of a system to absorb disturbance and reorganize while undergoing change so that it retains essentially the same function, structure, and identity and feedbacks. And the ability to speed or accelerate operation, it means that it has the ability to accelerate or recover the recovery process. It means it can recover quickly. And the ability to scan or the environment, or sometimes we call it as anticipate. The supplier has the ability to anticipate changes and disruptions, and this is possible if there is visibility along the chains. It means knowing exactly where the products are at any point in the supply chain. Inventory visibility is nowadays made easier by technology. And also nowadays there are sophisticated software applications for tracking orders, inventories, deliveries, return goods, and also even to track employee attendance. At this time, we know that the supply chain needs to be resilient, and we also know the attributes or characteristic of a resilient supply chain. The next question is how to build a resilient supply chain. So based on literature reviews and expert opinions, Das et al. Find the strategies that can be implemented to build a resilient supply chain, which are process automation and artificial intelligence, and implementing inventory management, implementing outsourcing of business operations, implementing geographical integration of supply chain agents, also implementing quality assurance, monitoring unethical pricing practice, implementing service quality and customer satisfaction, also by having a good human resources management, and by having government support, and implementing cost optimization also by having a contingency planning. Now we will discuss this one by one. So the first one is process automation and artificial intelligence. So digital technologies are playing an important role in supply chain resilience by providing high connectivity, accuracy, and transparency. And process automation and artificial intelligence can also help to trigger alarm immediately in unavoidable and unpredictable events due to its ability to carefully assess the situation and timely action that helps to mitigate the risk and increase profits. And also it can deal with asymmetric information and capability to deal with an uncertain environment which cannot be entirely anticipated with the help of learning and adoption. The second one is the inventory management. So inventory is a mandatory buffer required by firms to deal with unanticipated demand or bullwhips. It is always in opposition with the increasing burden of the holding cost. So there's always a trade-off between customer service level and inventory cost. So an efficient inventory management is required to help organizations improve their capability to take actions on the inventory stocks and availability of products variants to meet the demand during contingency. Next is the outsourcing of business operations. So this is a strategic choice to focus on the highest value-adding activities and the brand valorization. Outsourcing strategies has been adopted by companies across the globe, especially in the case of very innovative processes. Firms outsource their business operations in order to safeguard from overproduction costs and cycle times. An outsourcing strategy helps the firms to consider economies of scale, optimization of cost of production, and increased profit margins. Therefore, outsourcing strategy can be adopted by organizations for crisis management and help supply chain agents to derive a competitive advantage during emergencies. The next one is geographical integration of supply chain. The holistic management, the systemic management of supply chain network requires integration of suppliers, retailers, manufacturers, wholesalers, customers, and other stakeholders. Previous study indicated that the integration of supply chain agents that are spread over geographical region can eliminate information asymmetry and trade barriers between the agents through the free flow of materials, services, information, and improve collaborative relationship. Supply chain integration is a process of redefining and connecting entities through coordinating or sharing information and resources. That includes collaboratively managing intra and inter-organizational processes to achieve effective and efficient flow of products, services, information, and money with the objective of providing maximum value to the customers. And the geographical integration can help agents to take appropriate decisions at the time of disruption and build a resilient supply chain. Next is quality assurance. Quality assurance enables organizations to create a brand image, establish new customer base, and venture into new horizons, attain customer loyalty, and also establish competitive advantage from their counterparts. At the time of the disruption, like for example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, quality assurance mainly emerges from safe delivery and reliability of the logistics. So to build supply chain resilience during emergency, organization must understand the attributes that help to certain quality assurance to the customer. And the green initiatives through the launch of eco-friendly products without compromising on quality standards and product quality can also be another endeavor for the organization to ensure sustainable growth. Next is the monitoring unethical pricing practice. Many studies have discussed about the importance of ethics in operating business, and this has become a major cause of concern during emergencies. Unethical pricing practices by organizations during the pandemic, for example, can not only erode the trust and morale of the customers, but also lead to massive fall in customer base with mounting economic losses and irreparable brand image. So unethical pricing practices behavior may provide benefits for the organization in short term, but compromises on the working and the image of the supply chain as a whole in the long run. And monitoring these unethical practices unnecessarily increasing the tangible supply chain costs associated with the extra investment required to inspect the supply chain agents. So to make a resilient supply chain, it is essential for the organization to consciously check on their strategic decisions in order to maintain or increase their customer base. And then next is the service quality. Service quality plays a significant role in the supply chain because in the era where competition is day-to-day reality, successful delivery of quality services and products leads to improved customer satisfaction and helps in maintaining the competitive advantage that is sustainable. And then building a resilient supply chain requires an in-depth knowledge of the factors that improvises service quality and ensure customer retention through delivery and satisfactory product or services. And next is the human resource management. So effective human resource management and establishing a culture of mutual cooperation and coordination is one of the pillars for building a robust supply chain network through the emphasis on co-development and co-production of products and services and sharing of information among supply chain partners. Effective human resources management across the supply chain has the potential to contribute in improving supply chain adaptability and building resilience against adverse calamities and guarantees a sustained competitive advantage in the market. And next, the government support. So government assistance also plays a significant role in developing supply chain resilience to face catastrophic events. Yeah, implementation and declaration of business-friendly politics, taking into consideration organization of all types, sizes, and ownership at the time of disruption, can stimulate industrial growth and stabilize the economy. And the provision of financial support to organizations also encourages them to recover from economic crisis and revive their supply chain production. Next is cost optimization, which is one of the most fundamental aspects in supply chain management that is requisite for establishing cost minimizing of distribution networks and logistical routes. Cost optimization can in turn improve the satisfaction level of customers through successful delivery of tangible and intangible products and at affordable prices. Hence, in building a resilient supply chain, cost optimization is significant for its role to improve service level of the customer. And cost optimization includes optimizing purchasing, holding, and transportation costs. Next is the last one is the contingency planning, which involves a sequential and pre-planned process that is designed for precaution against any disruption events or calamities that are not under the control of an organization. It helps the organization to reduce the corporate vulnerabilities in the supply chains and help mitigate the risk of economic losses. Therefore, understanding the importance of contingency planning during disruption is crucial for developing resilience in the supply chain network. Now we have discussed 11 strategies that can be implemented to build resilient supply chain. Those strategies, however, comes with cost consequences. So a company must be able to prioritize the strategies. So based on analysis, yeah, these are the strategy. This is the priority suggested by expert practitioners in the retail manufacturing sector using a multi-criteria decision-making tool called analytic hierarchy process or HP. So it is advised that the priority is like in the slide, yeah. So first, that the company should focus on cost optimization to make a robust supply chain. Cost optimization is a proxy for identifying better inventory management, which leads to significant reduction in overhead costs. Another factor which needs urgent focus of managers is planning for low frequency, high impact contingencies. Low frequency and high impact contingency planning refers to a strategic approach to preparing for and mitigating rare but significant events or crises that can have a substantial impact on an organization. And contingencies bring along with them a lot of opportunities. Companies need to cash in on such opportunities by embracing usage of automation and artificial intelligence. And by using the Mattel, the researchers, in this case is Das et al., found that there are three causal factors, namely geographical integration of supply chain, the government support, and also the process automation and artificial intelligence. The usage of automation and artificial intelligence, which is a significant causal factor, leads to better contingency planning, human resource management, and inventory management. And the most significant causal factor, which is if it is tweaked, can bring about lot of changes in the supply chain is the government support, which can be provided in terms of policies for easing compliance, subsidies, interest, moratorium, which can go a long way to overcome short-term supply chain shocks. And then for company having a vast supply chain network, geographical integration of supply chain agent is so crucial as it eliminates logistical bottlenecks, reduces costs, and leads to better operational efficiency. Now we come to the conclusion. So from the explanation, it can be concluded that COVID-19 pandemics, or other crises have taught us a hard lesson on supply chain disruptions. The disruptions have impacted companies around the world, and in turn, it also affected the ultimate consumers, which is the population. And the impact of supply chain disruption can be minimized if the supply chain is resilient, meaning it has the ability to sustain and bounce back from crisis. However, developing a supply chain networks that are disruption-free takes quite an effort, and it is influenced by a lot of factors. And so there are different strategies that can be implemented by a company to build a resilient supply chain, and priority should be given to cost optimization and developing contingency planning for low frequency and high impact events. Thank you very much. So, Encik Hanif, do I just answer the question? Or?
Look like we have a few questions from the viewers regarding this topic. First question, what strategies can companies implement to mitigate supply chain disruptions and enhance resilience in the face of unexpected events like natural disaster or global crisis? And the second question is, and what role does diversification of suppliers and sourcing regions play in reducing risks and increasing resilience in supply chain during uncertain times? Okay, Doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Pak Hanif. Yeah. So, what strategies can company implement to mitigate supply chain disruption and enhance resilience? As I explained, in the slide, there are 11 strategies. From cost optimization, contingency planning, until human resource management. But the most important one is cost optimization, because if we can optimize the supply chain costs, it means we can be very lean. So whenever something happens, we can recover quickly. If so, cost optimization should be the main focus. And then the second one is how can technology and data analytics be leveraged to improve supply chain visibility and responsiveness, particularly in times of uncertainty and market volatility. So as I mentioned before, there's this strategy, we call it as process automation and AI, by having digitalization in the supply chain, we can have it can improve visibility a long way. For example, by nowadays we have a lot of applications that can trace and track all the inventories, even the employees. So this one can also enable the company to respond quickly, whenever there is respond quickly to an event, or even they can anticipate during perhaps by implementing data analytics, machine learning, they can also predict if something, probably there would be a fall in the demand in later on, or disruption and so on. So process and automation and AI can also help the company to improve their resilience. And then the third one is, what role does the diversification of suppliers and sourcing regions play in reducing risk and increasing resilience in supply chain during uncertain times? Of course, when you have a very vast supply chain network around the world, for example, if a company have suppliers in China and in other part of the region, for example, in Vietnam, they will have more diversification. So if something happen with the suppliers in Vietnam, they still have backup in China. But as I mentioned before, when we have a global network, it also comes with the risk. So, and also it comes with the complexity of managing the suppliers. Yeah, having diversification improve your resilience, but another way it also improve the complexities because you have to manage more companies with different culture. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for spending your time to share with us your expert takes
Thank
on
you.
these topics today. Your
Yeah.
willingness to share some of your ideas and tips is very much appreciated, and I'm sure that all of us have something to take away from this session today. With that, I would like to close this session by also thanking all the viewers for taking part in our public talk today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.